So there haven't been a lot of benefits of COVID, but one of the benefits of COVID has been that clinical research is certainly top of mind, both within the life science industry and with the lay public. Another thing that we know about clinical trials up to this point in time is that there has not been a lot of diversity, equity, or inclusion in clinical trials. Essentially, all the drugs that most of us take every day have gone through a process of approval that's included mostly white men. And the good news is that is changing for the better. In addition, I think that we have an opportunity to have trials done in a decentralized fashion. So that has become very popular for those doing clinical trials. Decentralized trials, kind of opposite of what they sound like, they allow us to bring the clinical trials literally to the patient's house. So if you think about those things together, now we have more diversity and we're able to get to populations where they live rather than making people drive 3-4 hours to get to a clinical trial, maybe even several times a week. We now have really increased the number of people, and again, with the fact that just the lay person has heard so much more about clinical trials, we have a great opportunity to bring more and more people into clinical trials. And in the end, that gets drugs on the market faster, that allows for the commercialization process to go much quicker, and it doesn't necessarily take 10 years to get a product from the bench into the first in man or approved. And finally, I think that there's been a movement to think about clinical research actually as a care option. We call it CRACO in the industry, clinical research as a care delivery option. And that's where people can go into a clinical trial. And you know what? A lot of us believe that you might even be watched a little more closely inside of a trial than you would be when you just have your typical care team. And so I think that's another way that we're driving people to clinical research, is saying, hey, this is an option that might work for you, and maybe you should check it out. So those are really the three things I think that the industry is really moving towards. Again, diversity, equity and inclusion, more decentralized trials, and this CRACO, and just giving us the ability to get more innovative therapies onto the market faster.